Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunk Nerd Podcast. I am your host, Sophia. Aria is biting my arm. Let's get started. We got a really, really fun episode today. I am so excited. Okay, so first things first, the big elephant in the room. Look at my setup. Look at my setup. Look at my setup. It's still a work in progress. I wasn't kidding when I was like, I'm going to redo my room, my studio. Here, let me see if I can lift you without ruining everything. Look at my wall behind me. Hallelujah. I literally just drilled. Let me set you back and hold on. Hold on. I don't know. Y'all too close. I literally... Can I move back without burning down my house? Okay. I literally just drilled this into my wall. I felt so accomplished. I never use a drill bit by myself, and I was like, but I use honestly, it came out really good. The only downside is that I'm a dummy and I drilled it unevenly. Okay, anyway, I was a dummy and I completely, let me adjust y'all. I completely drilled it unevenly. You can't really see on camera because I'm very stealthily, putting it up on the wall with just a little tiny nail, which now that I'm looking at it, I'm like pausing because this is a fire hazard. I'm going to move my really blazing candle all the way down over here. Because if that thing comes down, this whole operation is down. Llamas be broken, candles be broken, but it looks cute. You would never know the hazards I went through to put that up. Everything could just come tumbling down, and then like my podcast will be canceled for like the day. Like it'll be traumatic. I'll be cleaning up candle wax. Might have to call the fire department. Might have to call the Humpty Dumpty people to put my llama back together. Anyway, okay, this is a dumb intro. Anyway, welcome. We have so much stuff to get started. Yeah. So much stuff to do. Let's get started. I got my coffee. I gotta move my candle. Y'all can't see my setup no more, but like I have a little candle over here. I got my cookie. Okay, I got my little cookie because I'm supposed to be on a diet. And I got my little picture that says, all you need is love and a dog, but my dog abandoned me when everything started to fall. Everything just started to fall. And she's like, I'm out. So let's get started. How have y'all been? I missed y'all. Yo, this candle, like, I hate when I'm too lazy to trim and like you could see how dark the smoke is because it's just burning all that gross, I don't know, black stuff off the wick. How tacky. Anyway, how have y'all been? I missed y'all. How have I been? I've been like busy. I've been like working on my house all weekend. I saw family on Saturday, my husband's side, and then we went out to eat, and my mother-in-law and I did our favorite thing to do together, which is shopping for housewares, and that's where I bought this sign that a subscriber said that she saw at Hobby Lobby, so I bought it, and I'm going to try to take it down. Actually, I probably shouldn't touch it because this took me forever. It's still crooked. It's still crooked. It makes me so mad to be fair to put that up there. Like, it's not the picture. It's my house. My house is crooked. Like, everything in my house that's sitting on something, it's just, like, ever so slightly slanted. So you have to, like, wedge things. It's so tacky. It's so bad. But, yeah, it's crooked and my house is crooked. I tried. No, this is just crooked because, I mean, hello. But anyway, it says Boss Babe, and I love the glasses because they look just like mine. And like with my husband, I showed my husband a picture that she sent me, and he was like, I didn't know you had merch. I'm like, I don't have merch. Are you kidding me? Like, this is just a match made in heaven. So I went to not one, but 2 stores looking for this, hunting this down, and I found it an hour away from my house at my mother-in-law's local Hobby Lobby, and we went there and conquered, and then we were there for hours, y'all. We were there for so long that I was able to log it in my FitnessPal as an exercise. Like, that's how long we were there. While we were there, I got this candle, which is called Vintage Luxe, and it smells like luxury, okay? I don't know if it's a soy. I don't think it's a soy candle. I love soy candles, but you know what? It's good enough for me. I want to start candle pouring. I know nothing about candles. I want to start making candles. Like, I love candles now. Like, ever since I started working from home, and I can now, like, enjoy my space, enjoy my little studio in my home. Like, now I can actually use all these candles I've been getting for gifts. And now I'm like, you know what? There is something to this Bath and Body Works candle craze. Like, I flippin' love it. So if anyone knows of any good like candle making supplies, kits, whatever, you let me know. I probably won't buy them just yet because I have another purchase that I cannot wait to talk to you about. But it'll be on my radar for when it goes on sale, okay? When that stuff goes on sale, I will be there today or that day buying it. But yeah, I want to start pouring candles. I have so many mason jars. Like, oh, yes. How fun would that be? Like, Boss Babe candles, hey. Anyway, that other purchase I'm talking about. So you see, I'm sitting on this chair. It's a stuffed chair. I got this chair from World Market, and I love it. It's great for spinning. That's my main purpose, was to buy it for spinning because it's really soft. FYI for spinners out there, yes, get a chair. I do not recommend the hard wooden ones that they tend to sell, like the traditional wooden spinning chairs, unless you have a back of steel. I have an old lady back, always have, always will. I have scoliosis, and between boobs and scoliosis, my back is always like on fire. So that's why I got a completely non-traditional chair for spinning. And when I look for spinning chairs, I literally sit in them like I'm Goldilocks. Like, I sat in like every chair in that store. The employees were just like, what is this girl doing? I literally sat squished around in it, make sure it was a good height, make sure I was cozy. And because my back is curved, I do have a cute little back pillow to go with it. But, yeah, but I'm going to upgrade this chair. I'm going to use this chair still for spinning. I might put it in my guest room, which is my spinning room now, because we don't have guests, because we don't have any friends. But, hi. So I found a telephone seat. And for those who don't know what a telephone seat is, I'm doing this because I hope I can remember to put a picture here. If I don't, I just look stupid. But a telephone seat is a seat that has an attached table. It could be a chaise, like lounge. It could be a couch. It could be a bench. It could just be a regular chair, like what I'm sitting in right now. But it has a table attached to it. And the whole point was that when you're sitting on the telephone and have a long telephone conversation, this is back before, like, you had the handheld and cordless phones, you know, when you actually had a cord attached to your phone. The phone will sit on the table and then the person can sit there. And those are things that, like, I didn't know that existed until I was with my mother-in-law, of course, going antiquing, and I saw one. And I loved it. It was gorgeous. It needs upholstering, but I still loved it. But look at the price. It was $400 and change. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, already bought 2 spinning wheels. Nope, nope. Okay, I already got 2 spinning wheels and I'm still crying over that. I love my wheels, but geez, $450 for a chair. Like, so I've been dreaming about this chair forever and ever and ever. I don't know, it's cool. I honestly think it's worth it. I'm going to reupholster it, but it's studded. So if anyone have any ideas for reupholstering, let me know. One of my new things that I've added, I feel so close. Am I too close to you guys? Hey. Ooh, my lips are chapped. You can see how close I am. Oh my gosh, 4K, hell, You got it in standard HD, baby. So you have to see my face. Ooh. These are yarns that I've set aside to be used in future patterns. So these are like literally some sneak peeks, as you can see. Oh yes, honey. Look at this color. Yes, I smell my yarn. Who else smells their yarn? Specifically when it's wool or alpaca. I can like smell yarn and tell what it's made of. But what it's made of. That's merino. Huh, it's not merino, it's just wool. Ooh, okay, that's stupid. Anyway, oh, it is merino. It is merino. Haha. Haha, it is. Merino has a different smell, I'm telling you. especially if it's superwash or not. This ain't superwash. Anyway, this is from Love Knitting. They sent this to me. They reached out to me after my recent blog post, and they just wanted, not my recent one, my first blog post that I did, autobiographical blog post. This is why I write. And so they reached out to me to do a pattern with them, which I thought was very, very sweet of them. At first, I wasn't sure what yarn to pick. I wanted to pick something from them, but then I never used their yarns before. I was a little iffy because I am very particular about what I use for my designs. Aria is groaning into my lap like she wants attention, but she ain't gonna get it right now. Sorry. But I decided to go ahead and try it, and once I touched it and felt it and smelled it, I was sold. I really do love this. I haven't even used it yet, but I can just tell, like, I don't know, I'm really good at, like, gauging yarns just by, like, feeling it and squishing it and smelling it. I can tell if I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy this yarn. It's a lace weight. It's in the color Daydreaming, I believe. Yes, it is. And it's 860 meters, 940 yards. That's a ton for me. I mean, I'm unsure how exactly I want to use it. I was going to do a cowlet design, but after I got this yarn, this is calling me in another direction, in a direction I've never taken. So if I get the okay from them, we're going to go where no girl has gone before with lace knitting, and it's going to be a treat. As always, my designs are beginner friendly to beginner intermediate friendly. I really love to make my projects inclusive, so that way y'all can just, you know, everyone can do it. I always hated when I was a beginner and I had to, like, oh, I can't do this pattern yet, I gotta wait. Oh, I gotta wait till I'm more comfortable, I don't want to mess this up. Like, psh, forget it, you're not gonna mess it up. Like, it's fine. Just do it. Just do those patterns that you're unsure about. I wish I did, because now I don't have the time to do them. Now I wish I've done, like, the Moyen Age pattern. I'm going to put that right here. What was that? I wish I've done that. I don't have time to do that now. I have the yarn for it. Everything ready to go. I just need, like, 10 more hands, and then I could do it. But, yeah, just do those patterns now. Of course, anyway, mine's going to be pretty simple and easy, but it's still going to be enjoyable. I don't like boring patterns. Like, not that it's, like, the designer's fault that it's boring, because sometimes designs are just beautiful in their simplicity. Like, you know what I mean? Like my turtle dove sweater, it's just so gorgeous in its simplicity. It's by Espace Tricot. I don't know how to say it. Are they French? I don't know. I'm sorry, girls. But you know what I mean? Like, some patterns are beautiful in their simplicity, but then I can be so bored because I'm a natural multitasker. I have ADD, so, like, it's the focusing thing is just not there. For some reason, socks do not bore me, because every time I start to get bored, it's time for the heel, or it's time for the cuff, or it's time for the cast off, or, you know, add some leg shaping or something. So, like, I need patterns like that that'll keep my attention like that. And so this will be beginner pattern, but it'll still keep your attention, I hope. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And these other yarns I got in here, oh, I dream about this yarn. Not this one. Well, I love this yarn too, but I'm trying to reach for this one by I Feel Like Dying. Have y'all followed her on Instagram? She doesn't post a lot because she's busy dying. Like, hello. But I bought this from her in the flippin' summertime, and I'm salty that I have not used it yet. Aria is whining. Aria, come here. What are you whining? The cats like to chase her around for sport. I kind of feel bad about that, but, you know, the cats think it's fun, and sometimes she thinks it's fun, but today she's like, I just want to sit. Anyway, I'm so salty at myself for not using this yet. This yarn is like, I believe it's merino. And one is called Pitch Please and one is called Peach Pit. And they both have these beautiful speckling. Very, very similar color profile. I was going to use it as like a fade. I thought, how cute would this be for a fade? And I was going to do it for a shawl. Nope, not anymore. I'm going to do this for like a top, like a summery top, maybe even a dress. We'll see. I might have to order another Skyn in a similar colorway and do like a cool fade. Like, why am I shimmying? Like a cool fade and do like a halter dress. I love dresses in the summer. I don't wear pants from July to September. No pants. No pants. Dresses only. So I really want to make this into a dress. I've always wanted a knitted dress. The thing is, when I make dresses, I always think maybe I should make it out of cotton, but then cotton sags. I don't know. Like, especially when it's like such a lot of it, I'm worried about it sagging. Like, if it's crochet, it's less stretchy, so it won't sag, but I don't like crocheting because I'm terrible at it. But I don't know. Like, I might just make a dress that can overlay over a dress I already have. So it'll be like pretty like lacy, and it could be worn over and under. Or maybe even just like a like Stevie Nicks type of like vest that's like really long. We'll see. I may have to order a couple more Skynes from her, but it's sick. I love her. She's amazing. Her name is Tiana, and I recommend her. I just do. She's a fabulous person. I met her in person. And I have some beautifully rustic yarns over here too, up here for future designs. Last one, this is by Nutmeg Fibers. They are dyed by a wonderful woman named Meg. I can't remember if she's in Tennessee or Kentucky. She's somewhere down there. And this lady had me at hello. She had me at hello, and I am going to be designing something with her yarn. I'm not going to look. I have my secret swatch hidden right here. You can't see it because it's secret, but it's glorious. Oh my gosh, I've never been so excited about a project like since my Game of Thrones project. Like, I cannot wait to start this and release this to y'all. Like, it's so beautiful, and it'll be size inclusive, skill level inclusive. It's so fun. Anyway, she sent me a whole bunch of stuff to see what I want to use for design, and I absolutely fell in love with her bases and her natural dyes. Like, she's not afraid to do like a rustic chunkies and you know, like all these like different weights. There are many times when I look at like dyeing companies and they don't offer chunky, or they don't offer a super bulky or things like that. She has at least chunky weight, which to me is bulky for my hands, my little fingers, and I just find that such a like relief, because there have been times like last season when I wasn't familiar with everyone and I didn't get to know everyone yet, when I was a new budding little butterfly. I had no idea where I can find naturally dyed chunky yarn that wasn't variegated or semi-solid or anything like that. I wanted to look just like this, and I couldn't find it. I had this idea in my head, and I just could not find it. I could not find a single soul. And so now I know more people, so now I know how to find it now. But this was like the first one that I ever held in my hands and have in my possession. I'm just totally in love, because I love chunky knits to be worn as outerwear or as layering pieces. I love to use them in lace, drapey laces, or, oh, so stunning. Anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty. Oh, look, I made it so messy. Oh my gosh, y'all, come here and help me organize my studio, please. Anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's start roasting my knits. I'm going to have to, like, edit my intro down to, like, 10 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if my coffee is warm. I love my heated coasters. Love them. Are you guys ready for the roast? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, right next to me, I have a drawer filled of my samples of patterns that I've knitted and loved, and I know that you have loved, and I'm going to roast by process. I am going to talk schmack about my process and talk schmack that's obnoxious. I'm not doing it anymore. About like my designing woes and things I've done wrong and things that, man, this is embarrassing. Like a lot of embarrassing things. So let's get started. Okay. And FYI, I have not like screened these. Like I'm literally pulling them out as they appear. And this chest is all filled with samples. So let's get started. All right, this is my first. So this is from I Had to Knit Socks Like a Boss class, this sample. And I had to knit so many socks that I can't even count them. I can't even count them. Many times I had to knit all these samples, rip them out, and knit some more because I didn't have enough yarn. Because I was a big budding designer, okay? Like, there was no, like, yarn support for me. Like, nope. I had to use, like, this was like $5 yarn from a yarn shop in Rod Ripple. This is $5 yarn. And so as a result, all of my samples look like they were made for like really, really tiny giants. Like who has a foot this shape? And you know, my actual design is very sound. Like the design is like my knit socks like a boss design. It has like instep increase. You can see how it gets wider here because that's where your foot widens naturally. But I had to make them so short and stubby to save yarn and just show you the process of it that now I'm stuck with these little guys that look like they're made for like a giant baby. I don't understand what was I thinking, you know? And so sometimes I would wear these, but they make me so sad. They make me so sad. And look, and when I say I have a lot of them, oh, I have a lot of these like stubby little baby feet. I do. I have a ton of them. Like, of course now I can't even find them, but trust and believe, I have at least 6 of them floating around my house. And like, my husband and I will grab them and we'll wear them when we're not leaving the house, but it's almost impossible. And as soon as you wear them, because like they're so wide and stubby and short, as soon as you wear them, they just literally sink all the way down like to like your ankles until it just slides off your feet like you're shedding a skin or something. It's kind of weird. And it's like, mind you, I knitted these socks using my method. These are a really bad example because these were my first socks ever, but this is like the first sock I used using this method. I've since perfected it, and yes, I've never, ever, ever put my ends inside or anything. And these actually have a hole in them because I've worn them so many times doing so many things. And these have the instep increases, and these are long, you know, and they don't slide down like... It's just a combination of the gauge and me being cheap. This is what happens when you're cheap. But I'm still gonna be cheap, okay? Like, I am such a cheap person. So, yeah, this is just this is just embarrassing. So, yeah, I apparently taught a sock class with these stubby socks, but I showed you the process, though. At least you know the process. Oh, samples. Anyone else out there have to knit like samples for things and like have to take shortcuts because they have to knit so many samples? You know what I mean? And you're only going to see like bits and pieces of the sample anyway. Like you're not going to see the finished thing. Anyone else out there have to do that? Or am I the only like poor soul that had to knit like 20 socks for one class? Yes. Okay. Let's see what else I got. Oh, my Moby tee. My Moby tee. I love this baby. In fact, I would put it on if I didn't just block it for it to be shown at a special place soon that I can't talk about. But I can't wear it because it's just been blocked and now I have to steam it because look what happened to it. Cats. Anyway, this t-shirt, which looks kind of tragic when it's not being worn, but I swear it's cute. It's really cute. Strings and all that I haven't woven in yet. Anyway, this was not always cute. No. Oh, no. This was not always cute. There was a time and place, my children, when I decided to cast off and I did not use a stretchy cast off. And this thing clung to my butt in such an unflattering way that it looked like I had a butt bubble because of the short rows, you know what I mean? And then like it just like, can you imagine just a tight cast on right above your like thigh meat and just like grabbing it, and it'll look like a, it was so bad. And my husband's like, oh, this probably won't be that bad after you block it. I just couldn't. I couldn't subject y'all. Like, after you bought this pattern, I could not subject everyone to the bubble butt again. Like, last week we had the box butt from from a pattern I'm working on. This one gave me bubble butt. But I put on a stretchy bind off and all is well. But trust and believe, this was not cute. Not cute at all. It transformed the entire garment. Like, something as easy as a cast off transformed this garment from looking cute and flattering to something that should not be worn in public in the eyes of your people. Like, it was so bad. I was like so discouraged because I put that on and I'm like, the whole thing just looked tragic. Like, and then I'm like, you know, I'm gonna rip off this cast off, and I put on a new one, and it just really brought this entire garment to life. So what's the moral of the story? Use the suggested cast off. Like, I think I put a disclaimer in this pattern. If not, I have to go back and put one. Please use my suggested cast off. If you do not, I saw a lot of you have added this to your carts. If you do not, you will have bubble butt, and it's not the cute bubble butt. It is the sad bubble butt that makes me sad when I look back there. But all's well that ends well, because I mean, now you can't even tell, like, the way it like flows. Like, you can't even tell that I had an issue with it not flowing. So stretchy bind off. And I use that same stretchy bind off for socks sometimes. I've now changed to, I have to make an upgrade to my knit socks like a boss class. I'm going to make like a little adjustment where I include my, my sewn bind off, because that's my new favorite. But the stretch bind off is still really good. And some might even prefer that to the sewn bind off for socks. But that's completely irrelevant. Look at my hair. I have not done my hair in a while. I am sorry. Maybe I should dye it. What color should I dye my hair? I'm thinking like honey highlights, like on the tips. Hey, nay, I don't know. I should do a poll on like Instagram. Otherwise, when I see something else. My favorite design out of all of them, and this was the most tragic. Like, deep breath, Sophia. So I made this shawl. Ooh, I almost went to the fire. I made this shawl my Joy shawl, which I'm gonna wear because I just love this yellow. Yes. If you do knit a Joy shawl, I highly recommend knitting it in like your favorite color, and a color that just brings you so much joy. It really helps just with the whole pattern. Anyway, this is tied really poorly around me, but I'm not going to say that word again. But the tragedy of this is I started this shawl over at least 6 times. I kid you not. Because when I was knitting it, I knew nothing about design. I knew nothing about how to plan a design. I didn't think about writing anything down. I didn't think about anything because at the time I was grieving. I just wanted to knit something organic and from my soul. And I was trying to be like, all like, I can just do it without writing anything down and out of my mind. I couldn't do. Shawl shaping is a science in itself, and it's very easy when you have a written pattern, but it's very hard if you're just trying to pull it out your butt. So I did end up using a shawl shaping guide for this to help me out with it. But the process of like creating this shawl, like, first of all, there's a typo in the guide I use that really set me back at least 2 days. And then I didn't like my gauge. And then I didn't like the style. And then I didn't like it in stockinette. And then I did. And then I wanted it in garter. And then I did that in garter. And I didn't like it. And then I was just like, so the indecision of designing without like a plan is traumatizing. It is literally trauma inducing. Just blindly knitting without a plan for me. Like, I need a plan. I need a sketch, okay? I usually write my pattern first before I even knit it up. That might come off as like completely weird for a lot of y'all. But yeah, I absolutely positively need a sketch and a blueprint before I start knitting. Without it, I am forever lost. A rebel without a cause. Right, puppy? Puppy is like not here for it. Has she even made an appearance yet? She's out like a light. Like a light. She had a bath yesterday. So she's exhausted. It was traumatic for everyone involved. But this shawl, okay, it looks so simple. It's a really simple design, but it keeps your attention. And I just could not figure out the 4 pie shape, like the 4 pie slice shape. I just couldn't figure it out, y'all. It took me like 2 days. 2 days to get like this far into the design. I was like, oh. And then once I got that far, I couldn't count my stitches to save my life. I had a lifeline in there. I'm using dental floss that barely worked. I had to take back like several rows all the time because I wasn't quite used to just ripping back fearlessly like how I do now. I just like rip back fearlessly and stick the needles back in there. Yeah, I was too afraid to do that. So I and another day taking back. It's disaster. It's literally like a disaster. It was so this took me forever. And then by the time I came up with it and I knitted it and I loved it, I did not write a pattern for it because I thought, man, who wants to wear this? Like I was like, this is so like basic. I thought that no one would want it. Now I look at it and I think it's stunning. Like I love this pattern. I don't want to come off as like being like, oh, you're calling your own work stunning. No, I think the message behind it is stunning and it just reminds me of beauty and just grieving and just the beauty of being a mother. And that's just what I see when I look at this pattern. But at the time, I was like, oh, who wants to wear this? Like, this part really messed me up a little bit. Like, the lace kind of organically, like, wants to shrink back in to the pattern. Like, this little wave right here. Now I just think it's, like, stunningly imperfect. But I was like, nobody wants this. This design is flawed. I'm going to have to like redesign the entire thing. But then the more I looked at it, the more I wore it. And everyone's like, oh, what's that shawl? Where'd you get it from? And I'd explain that I knitted it and I designed it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And when I wrote that pattern, I realized another mistake that I made, which was not writing a thing down, not even numbers, nothing for the pattern. I had to literally go back and count every single stitch to make sure it was correct. It was traumatic. Like, I'm telling you, like, it took me days. Now when I write a pattern, it takes me an afternoon. Days. Days and days. But you know what? It's there and it's pretty solid. So yeah. That was so many mistakes have been made. So many mistakes. Oh gosh. But now I got this one. And I don't have my other sample anymore. I gave it to my mom-in-law. Yeah. I have to knit another Joy shawl. I'm trying to figure out what color that I love the most. I'm thinking about this one. I keep showing you this yarn and I never make anything with it. La Jolla Strawberry Fields. I feel like this will make a stunning, because it just reminds me of like boy and girl like reveal, because I'm not pregnant, but I'm just going to say this. I'm going to drop this bomb. I may become pregnant in the near future. So when that happens, I want to have a Joy shawl on my lap almost every day so that way I can de-stress knit. So yeah, and I love this one because it's like boy, girl, you know, it's So, and no matter what happens, I will always have a joy shawl on my lap during those times, because if you've already miscarried, it's always hard to try to conceive. And in case y'all weren't knowing this, when I posted my last blog post, my recent one, about all the negative comments about my original blog post, and I talked about why I didn't react fast, because I was devastated. I was just going through like devastation because I was hoping to be pregnant this month, and I was not. So I was trying to not let my emotions get to the better of me with already the devastation of not conceiving when you want to, which is completely like a struggle in its own, because you feel like, why do I feel so entitled? But at the same time, you're just so hurt. But it's like, why do I feel like I should be entitled to be pregnant? Like, like it's this magical thing that happens when it happens. And it's just, I don't know. Like it's an internal struggle. Anyone that's felt that struggle, I know a lot of you have, you know what I'm talking about. And when I saw that stuff being posted about me, and no one mentioned my name, but it was clear they were talking about me. And usually I handle it really, really well. But at that moment, I was just like in tears, because it's like I was already struggling so hard with this internal struggle of fertility. And then I just wake up and I see that. And that's just like one of those things where like you never know what someone's going through in that moment. And that your words really, really, really plays a big part in their day. And it's just, you have to just be mindful and be loving, and just, I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean though. Like, we gotta be mindful. And so that's why I did not post immediately. That's why there was a pause, a week or two pause. Now, if you have not read my blog posts, I highly recommend you do. All of my blog posts are autobiographical. So I highly recommend you read it. They're all personal stories, but I love hearing from you guys and knowing that you have similar stories coming from immigrant families, migrant families, coming from families of color, or just the other. And it's just really, really nice to hear from y'all. I can't respond to everyone, and it breaks my heart, because I get so many messages now every single day, and comments every single day, and I feel so special. Like, I don't know what other word to say. I just feel really, not special. I just feel really honored, I should say, to have so many people like being open enough to share their personal stories with me. And I love all of y'all, whether you share or not, but I can't respond to everyone in a timely manner. It just breaks my heart. I'm trying to do it on like the weekend, like Sundays, I'll respond to everything, but it's every time I say that, it just explodes. Oh, thanks, Davos. Davos just took a big dump in the litter box. I hate half of the litter box in my office. Ugh. Ugh. Anyone have a self-cleaning litter box that they like? Like, let me know in the comments. I am over this scooping in my office. Over it. Over it. Over it. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Oh gosh. Was that a podcast? I'm sorry. Ooh, so you guys saw some... This is so embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Y'all saw all of my blunders. Some of you can't even see because I fixed them. Oh, the shawl. FYI, I knitted this using Knit Pick Stroll. I don't know if a lot of y'all know that. It's a really, really soft sock weight yarn. It's tonal, it's soft, it's wonderful for beginners because it's really inexpensive. I originally bought all the yarns I used from my Joy samples as yarns for onesies for my baby. But now they're Joy shawls, which, you know, that's just how it all went. But it is all okay. And anyway, thank you for joining me today. I want everyone to tell me what comes into mind when they see this. This makes me so sad, and I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. But you know what? I showed you how to make a toe with this, and I showed you how to do the instep. And like, if it was a little, like, if it was longer, because like I made this really wide as a sock too, so I can show you like how, you know, I can't show you in like an itty bitty sock. Like, you'd be like what? You know? So, yeah. So comment below what comes to mind when you see this. Also, let me know if you have any ideas for my space or reupholstering furniture, or what else did I mention? I mentioned so much crud. What was the other thing? Oh, self-cleaning litter boxes. If you're just tuning in now and you just hear self-cleaning litter boxes, reupholstering furniture, and weird socks, like, what is this podcast even about? I'm not even drunk yet. It is still morning time. Anyway, hold on, I have to do the candle sniff. Yes. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me and my llamas today. I need names for them. Like, I need some names. And I will see y'all all. When do I see you? On Friday. I will see you all on Friday. Bye. I wish Aria was here, but she's sleeping. I don't want to be mean and wake her up. But bye. Let me get her on. Can you see her? Bye.